Yeah, okay. So we're debating Neji versus Lee, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Alright, okay. So this is we agreed on like this being in the Chunin exams and stuff, right? Okay. So I'll start
Yeah.
with
Lee's fully healthy.
yeah, okay, fully open, yeah. So I'll start with do you
You
want to go
said
over like potency?
four.
Do you want to go over potency scaling? Right? That's
AP?
first thing. AP,
I mean,
yeah.
I think Neji could hurt Lee if he attacked them, obviously, due to him bypassing
Yeah.
their ability.
But there's like other statements too, like just generally like speaking about AP and stuff. Like he stayed the strongest member on Lee's team. I don't know how you feel about that.
I think. Hold on. I mean, what do you think strongest means, first of all?
Well, I think strongest means it depends on the context, right? It's always like case by case. But like if you
Yeah,
search
sure.
up like an Oxford dictionary definition, it usually comes up with like how much force you're able to exert and like things along that line, like to do with pressure, force, and like how actually. Well, I hate using like the term like strength and stuff, but like usually it's to do with that.
Yeah, and in dictionaries, yes, sure.
And then fiction, right? Sometimes they use it like
Yeah, it
in other
depends on
terms.
the author. And
Like
the
in this
context
case,
of
I
it.
think it means that like he couldn't beat Neji in a fight or something, right?
I think. Well, I can argue like, who makes that statement actually? Who makes that statement
Who makes the actual statement?
that he's the strongest?
I think Lee makes that statement himself. Like,
Yeah,
correct
it
me
is
if I'm
Lee.
wrong.
I think Lee's like, just basically like, I guess overestimating Neji because he has a high perception of Neji. So I think he's just wrong.
I don't
And I
think.
think we can prove it with like other statements, like the guy's statements and other.
Well, I would have to hear them, but I don't think it's necessarily wrong just through like his other scaling too, and like there's these consistent statements and stuff, and like when he looks at Neji and stuff, right? Like I don't think it's to do with a perception thing, right? Because like he's always like lost him like in the past, right? But then like when it comes to this like kind of fight, he sees Neji as like one of these top contenders, and then like he has these other statements like other people saying that he has a defense greater than Gora, so it seems to be consistent from like my kind of scaling stance.
What was your evidence for being consistent other than like Neji having greater defense?
Oh, I've got like
I didn't hear.
So like it's stated like in the data book he has like a defense like in the same league as like Gora. It's also stated like on like another occasion that he has like a defense greater than Gora. So like I was using that, and also I think there's other scaling methods I can use, but I'm gonna bring that up later because that's more relevant to like speed and stuff.
Well, yeah, that's the argument I was using. I would just say like,
Okay.
what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, if let's say like Neji, or he's referring to like Neji beating him in a fight, I think that'd only be weighted Lee, since we know like Lee won't take off his weights if he's just fighting someone with any like there's nothing on the line. It's like a friendly fight, I guess.
No, but the
Obviously,
problem
they're
is
not
right.
friendly, but
Here's the issue, right? Neji, when he fights people, right, it's actually stated on like several occasions that like he usually has like killer intent and he goes in there to like harm the person, right? Like even against
Usually?
Hinata, yeah, like I think it's actually stated like against Hinata, right? He had like killing intent is stated, and
Well,
also had killing
I think
intent
that's
against Naruto. And the thing is, if anything, Hinata's like closer to like him than like actually Lee is.
well,
So
no,
he would
I
just
think
go in
they're
there.
way farther actually, because with Hinata, it's like he thinks her father killed his father and all of that, so he has more grudges against Hinata, especially for being part
But no,
of the main
it's
branch.
not even that. It's like he's not actually allowed to. He knows there's consequences for him like killing people, but he still doesn't really give a shit, right?
Well,
So I wouldn't
obviously
really
he
say
doesn't
that.
care if he wants to kill them, but that doesn't prove that he wants to kill someone.
Well,
because he
it kind of
doesn't care.
he has like killing intent. That's where these statements are kind of coming from.
Well, I'm saying that him like not caring if he kills someone doesn't always mean he's gonna have killer intent.
Wait, repeat that last line again. Sorry.
Him not caring if like he kills someone doesn't mean he always has killer intent.
No, I'm saying you don't even like need that. I'm saying there's actual statements about him having killing intent when he fights people.
Oh, do you have the statements?
I think I do. I'll try and find them. I'll see if I've got them. Like, I usually don't fucking bring the actual like scans with me. It's weird. Let me see. I should have it. Just bear with me.
Alright. Do you remember it? Maybe I could help you. I remember.
They're like data book
You bring
statements.
it
So
up.
like,
Oh, yeah, then I don't know.
where do you want me to send it?
Oh, yeah. Did he say where?
Yeah. Scans?
Oh, scans chat.
Okay.
Yeah.
Alright, that makes sense. Okay,
Do
I've
you
sent
know
it.
where it is?
I've sent it. You'd have to read the first part. I sent the whole thing. Like, it says it underneath the... Do you see where, like, he's fighting Hinata? Like, literally on the left side? It stayed right underneath there.
At Neji's extraordinary killing intent?
Yeah.
Is that your...
And it's referring to
Yeah,
that
I think that's
example and
just
stuff,
referring to, like, Hinata specifically. It just means he had killing intent against Hinata, which there's obvious reasons for that.
And then there's a Naruto example as well. And I don't think he actually, like, the thing is, right, he had a grudge against, like, her dad, but I don't think he had, like, a massive grudge against her, really, either, because, like, they referred to each other as, like, cousins and shit. And I think they would train and stuff, but he never really tried to kill her before or anything.
Well, obviously he's not going to go an attack route, right? But if he has a chance to kill her, he's going to take it. But
the problem is, right, he would get disqualified if he, like, tried to fucking kill somebody, but he, usually when he fights people, like, he doesn't really like holding back. That's the problem.
Well, the thing is, like, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, you said he was gonna get disqualified.
Well, you can get disqualified. You can get disqualified for killing someone. I think, yeah.
Can you? Didn't Gaara kill a bunch of people though?
No, that was in the. I think that was in the forest or some shit. But in the actual like rounds and stuff, I think you can. I'm pretty sure.
Does anyone have a scan about it?
Can I
of like if killing is allowed in the Chunin exam?
Only in the part where like they're actually doing rounds, yeah.
Yeah, specifically, exactly. Yeah.
You fight to the death or until the opponent's unable to continue, and if the proctor wants to step in, they can.
Oh, okay, so they just stepped in and stuff, right? Okay. Well, they wouldn't really.
So they don't.
That's what happened with Neji.
Yeah.
If that's the case, yeah, whatever. But like, that still doesn't really take away from the killing intent part. And I don't. The thing is, it depends on like interpretation as well. Like, do you actually think that he had like killing intent towards her, like only because like he had a grudge and stuff? Or is it because the thing is, right, if you read the same scan, it's like he still like tries to like use the gentle fist to like badly harm like Naruto, and I think he's actually stated that like he's got like some sort of killing intent.
Neji uses up all of his power, like the certain killing gentle. Well, I don't know which moment this is referring to, because it's saying he's using up all his power.
Yeah, I'm referring to the killing part though. In particular, it's not like he has like a massive grudge against Naruto, really. Do you get what I mean?
The certain killing. I think he does have a grudge against. I think he does not like Naruto at all, actually.
No, but it's not like a "oh fuck, you killed my fucking dad" kind of thing. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah. Neji uses up all of his power. I don't know if this.
Because he dislikes everybody. If anything, right, he looks down upon Lee as well. In the same kind of way he does Naruto. And obviously Lee's seen as like an underdog too. If anything, more of an underdog.
Yeah, but what do they mean by certain killing gentle?
Well, like it's probably got like killing. It's probably got killing intent behind it. I mean, you can harm people's organs and shit, right? With them.
Killing intent.
You can hold back with it as well.
Let's say he has killing intent against Naruto. Actually, I'm just gonna steal this whole point because I think I can still. Do you think like Lee should be aware that Neji's gonna have killing intent against him?
Is he aware of it? I don't know. If anything, like Lee's really like Lee like sees like I don't know if Lee would kind of expect him to kill him, like because like they're on the same kind of team and stuff, and like Neji's never really been pushed. Weird. He's never really been pushed to the point where he's had to just like kill someone. He's always the
calm one. Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know if Lee would see it coming. I don't know if Lee would see it
because. Yeah, so for example, let's say Lee doesn't think Neji has killer intent or whatever. He's not gonna try to kill him. Then what I said would still go, since he's still gonna have his weights on. To his knowledge, Neji doesn't have killing intent, right? So he has no reason to take off his weights.
Take off his weights? No, but I was referring to like because the thing is, right, if that's the case, Neji could just go in there and literally like get his chakra points and just like kill him right there, or like at least like injure him. Take him out, because you can harm people's organs and shit, right?
Wait, what are you trying to say?
He could get all of his chakra points and shit, and like kill him that way.
What's the relevance of it though? What do you?
If that's the case, if he like was wearing his weights and stuff, but like the thing is, you also mentioned the idea that like he regards him really highly. So if he thinks that like Neji's like way stronger than him, I don't know if he would start with his weights and stuff. Unless he wants to
Well,
lose, like it's weird.
The point because he has Guy's rule, which is to not take off his weights unless his life is in danger.
Well, if his life isn't, is that the statement? I thought it was like it was another reason,
It's
wasn't
he
it?
needs to. Let me get his.
Yeah,
Hold
let's
on.
get the scan.
He would probably. Well, he's. Does anyone remember when Lee takes? Never. Okay, yeah. It says, but Master Guy, you said never to do that unless I was defending the lives of people who are precious.
Yeah, if you sent it, I don't. To be honest, I might
I can
just
send it
stillman
too.
that because it doesn't really matter. It's like Lee also states right that he would need like the fifth gate reverse lotus to like beat Neji anyways. Like he's like I was saving this for you or some shit. So it seems like he would kind of use the fifth gate against him anyways. Like I don't think he was referring to his base. Otherwise, why would you bring that up? That's
When he
weird.
calls him the strongest Genin.
No, yeah, he calls him
Are
he
you
calls him the strongest Genin, but then like later on, do you know when he actually fights Gora? I think he makes like a statement or something. Like
Hold on.
when he uses
so I'm
his.
asking if like you're using this fifth gate statement to support the strongest thing.
No, I'm
the
doing it
strongest
to
king.
I'm doing it to also back up the because you're trying to say that he would like he was referring to his
Yeah.
base or something.
To wait. And then you're using it to say fifth gate.
No, I'm saying that he thought he would need like his weightless fifth gate reverse lotus to actually contend with Neji. He was saving it for
so
him.
you're just using that by itself. I thought you were using it to support your other point.
What?
Wait,
what
let me see what the scan
No,
actually
yeah,
says.
I'm just okay. I'm only bringing that up because you were talking about the him being weighted or some shit. I'm referring to his base when it doesn't seem like it. You know the statement I'm talking about, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait.
I can
hold on.
send it if you want.
I'm on the chapter, but hey Neji, this is a move I was keeping in reserve to use against you.
Yeah.
Alright. So you're using that to say like it's probably referring to fifth gate when Lee says Neji could beat him?
Yeah, because you know how you brought up the whole like him being weighted and in base, right? And only referring to that. Like I'm saying, it's more likely he was talking about his fifth gate since he made this statement alongside of it. So they're coherent to each other and they go together, pretty much. I'm using them together.
Alright.
If that makes sense.
So just in case. So you're saying he needs this to beat Neji, and that supports your
No,
point?
I'm not
Because it
saying that.
doesn't say-
Like I'm saying right because you were saying right. When he made this actual like statement, Neji, you're the strongest on my team, or Neji's the strongest on his team, right? You were saying, oh well, he could have just been referring to his weighted base, but I'm saying because he made this statement like later on, right?
Yeah.
It's more likely
Yeah,
that
I
he's
know
talking
what
about his
you're
fifth gate. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah, and then okay. Hold on, let me send. I was keeping it in reserve for you. Alright, let's see. Should I keep
And
going?
what's interesting about this feat is like Neji's actually able to see it. Like he's using his like Byakugan and stuff to see it. And like all of the other Genin couldn't see it. And I think that like, Kakashi was struggling to see it. He needed his like Sharingan, which is beyond his normal perception.
I think the Sharingan thing is. I don't want to derail, but I mean, if you're gonna use that as scaling, I guess.
I'm not using it as actual scaling. I'm just making the
okay.
point. Okay. It might be relevant later on though. I did mention some other scaling.
I don't. Okay, hold on.
I don't want to
this
shotgun you,
statement
so
could
I'm not
literally-
making multiple points.
Yeah, I know. I think this statement could just be saying like he could. It's not even that he needs it to beat Neji, but he just respects him so much he wants to go all out again.
No, but that was a point,
doesn't-
right? He refers to him as like the strongest member on his team, right? But then he also makes this statement. I'm not saying that like this wouldn't like fucking kill him and stuff, right? But I'm saying that he
I know.
thought he needed this,
Yeah,
right?
I know
And
what you're
then
saying.
and then it stated that like he has a defense greater than Gaara's, right? And Gaara didn't actually die from taking this shot or anything. I don't think he even bleeded from it.
Wait.
So he would actually
What
get
is
to
the?
take it.
Hold on. I'll address these one at a time. I don't want to derail. So, well, I'll address this ultimate defense thing first. Isn't that referring to rotation?
Yeah, but his rotation uses his gentle fist. He's just spinning quick.
Well, yeah. So it's an amped gentle fist, basically. So his rotation can.
It amped.
Deflected.
That's contentious, I think, because
But
like
what does that?
because I'll
well,
tell you
what
why,
does
right?
that
Before you get onto that, right? With the rotation stuff, we see like Naruto, Kurama Naruto. You know when like he gets amped by Kurama and he fights Neji and stuff, like
Yeah.
he kind of like resists the actual like physically resists the actual rotation and actually like he throws like attacks that like that Neji can like actually like also match and stuff. So it seems kind of relative, if anything. that's a striking potency thing. But then his durability should relate to that because of your fist or like whatever, your body would fall apart.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So that's the
But
kind of
I was gonna ask, what does that the defense equal to Gara thing have to do with your?
It's not
scaling?
even
How is it
equal.
relevant?
Oh, because like,
greater,
I get what you mean. Yeah, okay. So the reason it's actually relevant is because like he actually uses this defense against Lee and stuff, right? And it like cushions like a lot of like his attacks, right? And even like Goro doesn't actually die or get like that harmed from the actual like reverse lotus in his 5th gate. Like he's not bleeding or anything. It's like even Sasuke does more damage against.
So you're saying he should be able to resist his attacks?
Yeah, at least survive it. Yeah, and resist it.
Okay.
And it's actually stronger than that.
Then we can get to rotation. So, I brought up how I think
No,
rotation...
and also,
let me go to fight first.
That was also relevant to the whole potency thing as well. Do you know how I mentioned the whole thing with Kurama and Naruto stuff and him resisting that?
Hold on. Alright. I think this is a shot... Well, I'm just going to try to address this one at one because there's a lot of fun.
Yeah, sorry about that.
So first we were on this point about, if like Neji's actually stronger than Lee in his 5th gate, or if it's weights, right? And then you brought up this statement about him using it against, or using this attack against Neji. And I said it could just be saying he respects Neji so much he wants to go all out, even though like he doesn't scale to it at all, which means it wouldn't really support your state.
So are you arguing that before we move on to the other points? Are you arguing that the two statements I brought about Lee saying that he would need like his 5th gate reverse lotus and also him being the strongest are just because he has a high perspective of him or something?
He doesn't say he needs it. He's just saying he was gonna use it. But yeah, it's because he just respects Neji and wants to go all out again.
Okay, to quickly address the he needs it thing, right? If we actually even talk about like the normal lotus and stuff, that massively amps like you stronger than your like normal actual like striking potency and shit, right? So in this case with the reverse lotus, it would actually be stronger than like your even like 5th gate Lee's normal like striking potency and stuff, right? So he would actually at least have to be relative to not just that, right, but also relative to the whole like his normal striking potency and stuff.
I wanna make sure. So, do you think like Neji, let's say Lee goes 5th or 4th gate, do you think Neji would be able to counter it?
I think, yeah, I think he would at least be able to like fight and contend with him and stuff, and yeah, I think he should be able to beat him.
And then your evidence was him being the strongest Genin?
Him being not just the strongest Genin.
The strongest in the team?
Yeah, him being like, I'm gonna rely on the hacks later on. You'll see what I'll do with like the hacks kind of stuff, but I just want to prove that like he's definitely relative to 5th gate Lee. And he can actually take his strongest attacks and shit, at least.
Okay. Hold on. I need to collect my thoughts because I'm trying to get all these. So.
And you brought. Then
you're saying that.
Okay, yeah. I'll let you finish.
Okay. Yeah. So you're saying that. Let me think. I'm not.
Do you want to quickly go over it? Just really like. Quickly?
Yeah, I want you to summarize your.
Okay, I'll try and make it as basic as possible, right?
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. This is why it seems like I'm shotgunning, because they kind of relate to each other, but I'll try and simplify it. So, essentially, Lee, on 2 occasions, kind of like, states that, like, Lee is actually, like, as strong as him, if not... that Neji is stronger than Lee on, like, 2 occasions, right? And then you kind of stated that, like, oh, well, it could be because of his perception on him, right? But then I brought up the whole, like... well, he can actually... Because he has a defense greater than Gaara's, he should actually be able to take these attacks, right? And then I brought up the whole, like, how Naruto resisted the actual, like, his actual defense, his rotation. But then he can still, like, physically contend with that Naruto. So he kind of scales, like, AP-wise and durability-wise. And speed-wise.
Oh, so you were using that... Okay.
That's what I'm doing. Okay.
So we can go to this rotation. For rotation... you said Naruto scales to rotation, and then Neji's other attacks that aren't rotation scale to that?
Yeah, they're at least relative. I don't think it's, like, massively, like, above him or something.
Do you have the scans for, like,
I think it's actually
Neji
stated...
contending with Naruto's other attacks?
Yeah, I think they throw, like, Kunai at each other and stuff, and, like, they fight. I'll send the scans and shit.
Well, it depends, because, like, throwing out Kunai, obviously, those Kunai wouldn't scale to their AP. They're, like, the same Kunai. So
well, I'll show you what I mean. Because, like, he still, like, resists it, like, physically. I'll show you what I mean. I'll see if I can get the... I'll have to find them. Oh, this is fucking annoying. Does anybody else have scans? It would just make the whole process quicker.
Well, I can go.
Yeah. Let me just look. I had it a second ago.
Faxed, you're retarded, bro.
Jedi, you're sped.
No, like you're actually retarded. I'm keep it a
Jedi.
secret. Yeah.
Jedi. Remember you versus Zare?
Oh,
Me
man.
versus Zareth? Oh, yeah. Remember you versus Zareth? Like, shut up, loser.
Okay, buddy. You got violated.
Like, okay, what is an A plus or an A class supposed to do against an S plus class? Exactly.
Huh?
Hush
You just
mouth.
got one shot. No one else would have got a one shot like you did.
What? You would have got one shot.
I would not have gotten one shot, bro.
Yes.
You just got
what?
like speed blitzed.
You would have got speed boost
No.
too.
Anyways, though. All right. So what happens? Rotation. Naruto throws shuriken.
Let me see if I got
Neji
it.
uses rotation.
Yeah.
Naruto throws. No. Neji throws shuriken at Naruto.
I think they're matched and
Dodge.
stuff. Yeah.
Then they throw kunai. Basically, they just keep throwing weapons at each other till they clash.
Yeah. Do they physically clash and stuff?
Let me check. All right. So here, it's weird actually. I'm gonna send you this.
Can you
pin.
send me the whole? Are you using manga C or something?
I'm using Viz. Look.
Oh, there's okay.
Look at this. All right.
Let me see.
So we see them like
Yeah, that's what I'm talking.
throw kunai, then they run, and then they just grab their kunai after they clash. So they don't really physically clash. And then for the second one, well, this is
Well,
right before.
can you give me the
one.
chapter number, please? What's it?
Yeah, I got. It's 104 on Viz at least. It might be different on the other website.
Bruh.
Let me see this.
Bro, what if I just judge that you lost? What are you gonna do?
I'll violate you. I'll just
On
violate you.
Notice how both of them
Why,
are
what?
overweight.
And didn't I violate you on Rogue Company?
Max is a faggot.
Yeah. Did you check the chapter?
I went through it, but I don't think I'm looking at the Biz one. But it's alright. I don't think they actually like.
You're still on the chapter though.
Yeah, I don't think they actually like throw hands at each other or anything. But there's a whole kunai thing, and then like
Yeah.
keeping up and stuff. But yeah, but I don't know how you
Yeah.
want to like contest that.
So
Is it like twice they
do
throw
you jump the
kunai at
point
each
about
other?
them physical? What do you say?
No, I don't think they don't physically scale to each other because I used the whole kunai thing. But I just wanted to quickly hear what your rebuttal to that was.
Well, my rebuttal was just gonna be they never physically clash, so you can't scale rotation to the rest.
Do
of
you
weapons
think that
either.
like them throwing kunai doesn't like it's not like a physical feat or anything? Sorry.
Well, I don't think them like throwing kunai at each other and them like clinging off each other is like them being physically relative at all.
You don't think they're physically relative at all? Because like their rotation.
Well, I think they're
and his-
physically relative with the rotation and like QB amp, obviously.
Yeah, but he has a QB amp
I
at
don't
this
think-
point still, right? When he throws
wait,
the kunai and stuff.
Well, hold on. What are you trying to scale?
I'm trying to him throwing it right is still like a physical feat. It scales
Uh-huh.
his physical abilities. So I'd say it's at least relative to that, right? That's why they
What do
match
you-
as well.
I don't know how like them clinging off each other is a physical feat. Like, they're just the same material. They're just gonna cling off each other.
No, because if you look at it this way, right, what's the writer's like, what the writer's actually implying and stuff, right, is right after this scene, like the actual like rotation and like Naruto's like physical actual like body, right, they both hit each other and like they're roughly the same. If anything, like Neji kind of like overpowers it, but like even like if you look at this, right, and look at the kunai and stuff, right, not the kunai, sorry, but the shuriken, I think they throw, those are also like relative to each other. So it seems like they're
Wait,
physically relative.
How
to
the
each other.
shuriken and kunai relative though?
How
How are
the
the kunai and shuriken relative?
not the
to
kunai and shuriken.
the
I'm sorry.
shuriken. The shuriken.
Is it? Yeah, the shuriken.
Wait, did you not say the shuriken
Kunai. I think
scales to
it's
physical
kunai.
ability?
They're throwing kunai. I think. Yeah, I said that's relative to physical abilities, right? You throwing something scales. To,
Okay,
like,
yeah.
your physical
Yeah,
abilities.
and I asked why. You
You asked why?
Especially
you're
for
exerting.
Neji,
Okay.
since like his attack. Hold on.
So,
It's like
yeah.
okay, this would like be like I don't know. I guess it's throwing ability, like his his throwing strength.
It
I
would
don't
count
know,
as
like, what to
striking
call it,
potency.
but rather than like his gentle fist abilities, which are definitely stronger than like when he throws something.
No, because
Same
this
with
is still
Naruto.
striking potency. They still kind of relate to each other in AP. I'm not talking about the whole hacks aspect, because like Naruto still physically resists the his like actual rotation anyway.
Yeah,
It's not like he
and
gets
I
like out
asked
hacked
how
by
like
that.
the kunai scale to their AP.
I said because like it's like throwing potency, right? So like it actually counts as striking potency, and striking potency is also related to your other like your general like well, striking potency is its
How
own
does
thing,
it
right?
count as striking?
Striking potency is like you're punching, you're throwing, that kind of stuff.
Well, if you want to count like, are you? Hold on, let me make maybe you're saying
It's an
something
actual
else.
thing, yeah.
Are you saying like the shuriken? Like, if I threw a shuriken, it would be classified as my striking strength?
Yeah.
Or if like I threw a shuriken,
Well,
it would
not in real
scale to
life.
my
Not in
striking
real life, because like obviously like real life wise, virtual it would have like a piercing kind of thing, right? But in this case, it's like they're equally the kunais are like equally matching and stuff. So it is like a potency based thing.
Yeah, and you're saying those kunai scale to both of their physical abilities?
Yeah, it should. It's relative at the very least. I'm not saying they're exactly the same or anything.
And then your reasoning was why?
My reasoning was because like it's classified as striking potency and like
Is it?
generally yeah.
SBW?
Wait, what do you think
Let me
it would be classified as?
Let me see if the difference. I don't even know what string they have.
Man,
You can check on like versus battle and stuff. I think.
I low-key forgot.
this is pinnacle Naruto debating.
Shut up, Jedi. Okay, I almost said something, Jedi.
Y'all so fat.
Information, character, tiers, statistic. There you go. Ranking strength, lifting strength.
You see what I mean? So it doesn't count as
Well,
lifting.
I guess. Well, the thing is, like, I guess they'd have their own striking strength, but I don't think like it would scale to their punches. Like,
Why
it
would
can
it
be
not?
different striking strength, but
Because
still,
you have to
like,
exert a
be
certain amount
punches.
of energy when you do these kind of like things, right? And
Yeah,
this actually
well.
scales to like if I was to like with a certain amount of force like throw something at somebody, like it would depend on the actual object, but usually in Naruto, right, these objects scale to the actual like characters. Otherwise, well, in real life, right, like if you were to throw something at like fucking the speed of lightning or whatever, right? I'm not saying what speed they are, right? It would obviously fucking get destroyed or whatever, right? Because of the speed they're traveling at. But within Naruto, they actually scale to them, if that makes more sense. Hence, versus battle and stuff, right? Other like scaling websites.
Hold on.
They use this
Repeat that explanation. I got lost.
Oh, so you weren't listening. Okay, so I was trying to explain like why it would scale in like fiction, and not necessarily like real life. Because you were trying to use like an analogy. You were trying to use the real life analogy. Because like in real life, right, like you yourself wouldn't actually scale to like the weapon you're using, but in Naruto it kind of does, right? Because in Naruto these weapons actually hold up because of like at the speed they're traveling at. Like if we were to use our real life logic, they wouldn't actually be able to hold up. But within Naruto they do, so they scale to AP, right? Because they actually
hold up. What do you mean hold
the,
up? What do you mean by hold up?
Hold up, like usually, if I throw like a fucking kunai, right, with fucking mountain level strength, right, the kunai would break in real life. But it actually in Naruto the weapon scale to them.
If you threw a kunai at a mountain, it would break.
No, not at a mountain. If I was to throw like a kunai with mountain level strength, right, or whatever, the kunai would break, right? But in Naruto, the weapons scale, right, to the actual characters, right? And what I'm using here, right? So like,
they scale to the character. Well, if they technically scale above.
Why would they scale above?
Okay, for example, well they need to take the full.
And also, I said
I'm
relative.
not gonna say they scale. Okay, I'm saying that at least relative, but it could be more. So we don't.
No, I get.
For example,
I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
Bro, what?
I'm fine with that, but they're relative.
Okay, I'm saying if the kunai scale above, right? So for example, Naruto's at like mountain level strength, and Neji's at like city level, but both of their kunai scale to like mountain level, right?
I wouldn't say that. It depends on the force you throw it at.
For Neji.
So like, if one of them was mountain level and the other island level, and they both threw it, the person who was island level in like striking potency would win.
Well,
because they're exerting more force.
AP also like
Their AP has to be relative.
Like, I thought you were saying like the kunai have their own AP system.
No, I wasn't saying that. I'm saying it depends on the striking potency of the user.
It depends on the.
And that's why they're matched, right? They're matched, so they're relative to each other. That's what I'm trying to.
Hold on. They match, so they're relative to each other. Well, hold on. Let's see. Don't you think speed would also be a factor in it, actually?
Speed? Well, yeah, they kind of look. If you actually look at the
Okay.
depiction, they're both roughly the same speed. It's like they're both going flying back, roughly around the same speed, and they're throwing it from like an equal range. If you look at the picture,
I
they
don't think
meet
we
in the
can
middle.
Determine the range. I don't think we can, and I don't think
They meet in the
range-
center. Okay, look. So they're
Oh, I
a
know what
relative.
you're saying.
They're a relative distance, right, to the center, and then
Well,
they clash
I
in
don't
the
think
center.
I literally don't think we can prove that.
I think you probably.
I don't think we can like show the distance because well,
We
can't
could look
do
at the
that, just
anime
do
if you want
pixel
to, I
count or
think.
something.
You could look at the anime if you wanted, but that depends on if you
Sure,
find
I
it canon
guess.
and stuff, right? But I don't know if you
Look at
actually
the
do you disagree with that, because they look, if you actually even look at the lines, it seems like they meet roughly in the middle, so we would at least have to be relative in speed, and that's being generous.
Does the anime show this?
I'm pretty sure it does, but you can see from a picture anyways. Unless you're, I'm not trying to.
anime-
I don't. You don't need to pixel scale it. I can use reasonable doubt. I'm not saying that like it's exactly this value or anything. That's why, hence I said relative. And then I'll
Yeah,
just
the
use
anime does
reasonable
not
doubt.
help at all, by the way.
I can't exactly remember what happens in it, but well, yeah, have
I'll
you just watched
send
it?
you the timestamp. It doesn't help at all.
I don't really care about that. I don't think I need it anyways. To say that it's
so
a
you were
reasonable
saying
doubt. Yeah.
Well, yeah, I don't even think it's.
You know how that
reasonable.
functions
I
in law,
literally
right?
don't think we can determine like
You know how that
distances
functions in
from
law.
the panels. What do you say?
Do you know how that functions in law, right? Like reasonable doubt and stuff. And
And what?
Where I'm going with the reasonable doubt argument.
Oh, are you saying it's just reasonable that they're close, or that they're
Not that they're
like,
close, right?
at the same distance?
I'm trying to say it's
distance, yes,
reasonable
in
that it
distance.
meets in the middle, that the actual kunai meet in the middle. Through the artistic,
Well,
the, like,
I don't
interpretation.
really. Like I said, I really don't think it's reasonable at all without evidence. We're just going off like our own personal feelings, I guess.
Well, not necessarily,
Like,
because the thing is, right?
Obviously not. Like,
If we provide two different
so-
interpretations, right? It's like the interpretation that is most likely, like just based on like the artistic kind of like
well, yeah,
depiction,
I
right?
don't-
Then it goes to like the judge kind of as well.
yeah. I don't think the depiction makes it clear either. I don't.
Why don't you
like,
think so?
We don't
If you
know
look-
how
look-
big the arena
okay,
is. We
if you-
don't know like, especially at the angle they're at. One is on the wall. One is higher than the other. One
Okay,
is
fine.
lower than the other.
Then
Like, we don't
okay.
know anything.
So then there's two interpretations, right? But if you look at the other panels and stuff,
Yeah.
right, we see Naruto and Neji kind of moving back at like a similar speed with the similar kind of lines, right? We see them also match in rotation and like his physical abilities. So what the writer, right, or artist is trying to imply here, right, is that they are relative and equal to each other.
Wait.
So it
what
only
was
makes
your
sense.
What was your? You said something about the lines.
Yeah, and I also mentioned the author's intent and stuff.
Well,
But the
hold
author's
on.
intent's more
what
important
lines
there.
are you referring to?
I'm referring to DC when they kind of go flying back and stuff.
when they're when the
But
kunai
they're kind of like
flying.
parallel. They're kind of like parallel to each other, almost.
Well, okay. And you're saying I don't think that. Well, I already said why I don't think the lines are proving anything.
Okay, but now
I mean,
I provided an
we
interpretation, right, with this kind of evidence. What's your like rebuttal to it?
Well, I'm
What's
saying
your
that it's not
interpretation?
evidence because we like.
Okay,
and
no,
then
no,
you
no.
brought up author intent.
No,
but we can't really
okay,
prove
okay.
the author's intent.
Okay, look, no, because I provided the whole idea that they matched with the rotation and stuff. But now using your interpretation, right, what do you have backing up that they're not matched or whatever?
Well, I'm not saying that they. I'm saying like it's just equal interpretations.
It's not- they're not
we
equal,
don't have
though.
either. We don't have evidence for either. So
No,
we
I
can't
did. I
really claim
provided.
on it.
I actually provided my actual stance, like
yeah,
further.
Okay.
Because if
We
you
can
use
leave it to
reasonable doubt,
judgment.
okay, if we use reasonable doubt, right, then even if I provide like a sliver more evidence than you, or like a sliver more like material or whatever, right,
Yeah,
then
if
that
you
would
have
be more valid.
Evidence, sure, but I think like I don't think you proved it to evidence.
So you don't think
Are
they
you-
okay?
or are you,
When they use rotation and he used Naruto using physical abilities, don't you think they matched? Don't you think they are
in the
relative?
rotation clash?
Yeah.
More or less, yeah.
Okay, then that would also help my point because the author's trying to imply that they're relative.
Well, I can also argue that like
Argue what?
I can argue like we know that the rotation should be an amp, so the author literally like them clashing doesn't help. It doesn't help your point at all because then it'd be Naruto scaling to a stronger rotation. Or,
Why is
not
it stronger, though?
rotation,
I
but
said-
a stronger Neji.
No, because
Yeah,
I
to
did.
show why the rotation amps.
Well, you can if you want, but I already said, right, it uses like gentle fist and stuff, right? And it's actually stated to be an application of it, right? And then
But
they
he'll
also
still be
match in
stronger.
physical abilities as well, so it seems like they're relative. So wait, what's your actual evidence for it being a lot stronger? Because I'm just saying they're relative. I'm not
Well,
saying.
I'm not gonna say it's a lot stronger. but
Look,
I'm saying
I
it should
agree
be
that the
stronger.
I agree that the rotation might be like stronger, but I don't think it's completely out of like
Well,
his
I'm
range of being
saying
not
that
relative.
if the rotation is stronger than the gentle fist, it wouldn't be implying that. It wouldn't help your point that the author's trying to imply that they're relative in these other scenes.
No,
If
I'm
he's
not
showing
trying to
that
say.
Naruto's
Okay, look,
relative to a stronger Neji.
you're misinterpreting what I'm saying, right? I'm not trying to say that
Okay.
like that them actually throwing the kunai and stuff, right, and matching is exactly the same as that, right? But I'm saying the author's trying to show that they're matched. So you could slightly amp your like
Oh, the
stats,
author's
and they
trying
could be
to- well,
matched, and that's
again,
fine.
And I'm saying the author could try to show that they're matched when Neji's even stronger. That's what I'm saying, because we know Neji gets an
Wait,
amp rotation.
that doesn't make sense. What did you say? That last part?
Okay, I'm saying I could also argue that the author is trying to imply that they are matched when they are stronger.
Okay, but here what I'm trying to say, right, is if you actually follow panel by panel and stuff, right, it seems more consistent that they've been matched in like equal departments. Because I also mentioned them moving back as well, remember? So it goes alongside of that. So it's like this progression of their feats kind of being matched. That's what.
Okay,
The author, right?
alright.
What they're trying to do is
Hold on.
build up suspense and stuff, right? They're trying to show that these guys are matched, so we don't know what way the fight is gonna go.
So we don't know what fight. Okay, well.
At the time
okay,
anyways.
So I'm gonna.
Just through his feats.
I'm just gonna argue like the same thing based off what we've seen, but with a different conclusion. So, when we see like nothing Neji does is working, okay. So then he has to settle with the strongest attack he has.
No, that's
Which
before
doesn't
though.
imply they're relative. It implies that Naruto's strong.
That's before
Yeah.
Naruto got the QB amp though, right? Before it, he was getting like destroyed by Neji and stuff, right? But it's
Yeah,
only
I'm
after
saying
it they
with
started
this
being
Naruto
relative.
amp. I was saying with the QB amp, I said Naruto amp. With this QB amp, he's trying to imply that Neji has to rely on his strongest attack, and without that, he can't win.
No, but what I'm saying right here, right, is once he's got the QB amp, right? Okay, so your interpretation, right, is essentially that like he's still losing and stuff, right? But it still doesn't explain the whole like them moving back at like a relative like kind of speed, right? Or like them.
Oh, you're saying they
or it
moved
being-
back at a relative speed?
No, when they move back, right, it's like the lines actually mirror each other, right? So the actual like artistic intent right here is to show they're relative in that
I
case
don't
as
know
well.
how the lines imply that they're moving back at the same speed. It just implies that
They're
they're
mirrored.
moving back.
If you actually look at it, it's actually almost an identical like thing. They're almost mirrored. So they're moving back. It seems like they're moving back a similar distance, right?
But
Through this actual
what do you
clash.
mean mirror each other? Like the
No,
lines
literally,
look the same?
no, I'm not saying the lines look the same. I'm saying literally, right? Do you know that panel I'm actually talking about? The part where it says skid. They
Yeah, I know
literally
what I'm
mirror.
looking at
They're
it right
literally almost mirrors of each other.
Yeah, the lines are
They're
like
mirrored,
the panel.
sorry.
What are you referring to?
Yeah, I'm not just talking about the lines. I'm just talking about that entire panel.
I don't know how. Like,
Yeah,
I
that
don't think
part,
you can
okay.
prove they're like referring to them moving back at the
This is
same
what I'm
speed.
talking about. So
All it
okay,
looks like-
we have two
Okay, hold on,
interpretations.
I'm saying
Reasonable doubt,
all it
right?
looks like all we can infer is that they're moving back. There's nothing implying it's the same speed.
Okay, but look, this is exactly what I'm saying, right? I'm not saying it doesn't need to be concrete or anything, right? If you provide two different interpretations and stuff, right? And even if I provide like a sliver more than you, right? It's like using reasonable
I know
doubt.
what you're saying. I know what you're
Okay,
saying.
using
My
reasonable
point is
doubt, I could
don't
say that
think
this
you
is
have
slightly more
solid
valid than
evidence.
your interpretation.
We can leave it to the judge.
Okay,
if you,
that's
like,
fine.
If you think
Okay.
you have more evidence.
Yeah, okay, I can leave
Yeah.
it to judge. That's fine.
So
I think I've got that.
back to. Did you ever ask me to prove that the rotation was stronger? Or are you fine
Yeah,
with it being
wait.
stronger?
No, you didn't.
Well, you said that the rotation was like stronger, but I said it could be slightly stronger. That's fine, as long as they're relative, and I think you agreed to that before.
Not.
I think
I
you
don't think
did.
I agreed, but
You can check the recording.
Basically,
What
it was
did you
like
agree to?
Did he agree that they?
rotation was like slightly stronger than the gentle.
I think he said
Because
they.
that goes against my whole point then, because I've been trying to argue rotation
Okay.
should be above.
Okay, we can
the
look at
rest
the
of it.
recording. We can look at the recording because I think you did actually agree to that. But if we didn't, we can continue from there.
You said it, but I was trying to argue otherwise.
I was here. He didn't.
Did he not say that? Okay, we can continue. if you
Fax said, okay.
No, he didn't.
Like you said something about massively above, and Fax was like, no, not massively above, but it should be above. He didn't say like slightly above.
don't. Okay,
He just said
if that's the
above.
case, we can continue then. I don't completely remember. We can look at the recording. That's fine, but I'll take your word on it. I think that's probably true, but we can continue assuming that then. Okay, so
Hold on.
so yeah, you can prove if you want. Like if rotation is way stronger, you can try and prove that.
Well, I don't need to prove it's way stronger. It can just go back to like it can go back to the previous point. Basically, your scaling is like that. They're relative. I'm just gonna argue like you can't really prove they're relative. It's basically it.
Wait, you can't prove that they're okay.
You can't prove they're relative in like before the rotation. In AP.
Oh, but we talked about striking potency, right? Remember?
Yeah.
And you were fine with that
Yeah,
stuff.
I said yeah.
So
we can just leave that.
do you not think it scales to like striking potency?
The shuriken, the kunai,
Okay, so you agree they're both striking potency, right?
the kunai,
Yeah,
both have striking potency.
Yeah, the whole kunai thing, right? And also this whole entire like their whole like rotation and like physical scuffle. That's using striking potency, right? The physical abilities.
I mean, yeah, they're using striking potency.
Okay, now, and are you trying to argue that the rotation is like way stronger than that?
Way stronger?
Because I don't think it
I'm
is.
just arguing it's stronger. I'm just arguing you can't say it scales to the rest of his.
Are you trying to say you
attacks,
can't quantify it? Is that what you're trying to say?
I'm just saying like you can't scale it to the rest of his attacks.
I think you can kind of scale him because like essentially, right, what he's doing is, right, he's spinning, right, but he's still, it's like an application of a gentle fist and he's still using
well,
that
we
same
still
thing.
know it's amped and we all agree it's amped.
Okay.
We just can't quantify it, so we can't know if it actually scales or not.
No,
I'm
but
not saying
that's
it
okay. Look, that's not what I'm
doesn't,
saying.
but I'm saying we can't know.
I'm saying, right, that the only reason it'll be like slightly stronger or something, right, is based on the fact that like he has better range with it. He can like I think he stated that he can cover like 360 and stuff, right? And like he turns.
Are you saying that's the only benefit of it?
Well, it could be like what do you want to provide?
Because if so, then there's no point to use it against Naruto if there's no AP amp, and he doesn't need to cover other parts of
the thing is, right,
himself
he
because
kind of
there's
does
only one part he needs to defend.
Even like in that scan and stuff, right? If you look like right before it, Naruto's kind of getting behind him and stuff, and then he uses rotation. So it's kind of
Behind
implied
him?
the reason he's using
He's just
it.
rushing.
No, because like
I'll send you a scan.
the scan's already there, man. Look at the scan,
Well, we
like
see Naruto rushing
the most
right
recent scan, right?
towards him.
So like he throws the shuriken, right, and then like he kind of gets behind
Oh, you're
Neji.
talking about the shirt? Oh, I thought you were talking about their clash.
Okay,
Okay.
yeah, no, but then he gets behind Neji, and then Neji kind of uses the rotation to block all of them. So it's kind of implied he uses it to have better range and stuff as well.
Yeah, he can use it for both. That's what I'm saying. Obviously, it's for better range as well, but
Okay.
he also uses it for AP, as we see that in the clash.
So what kind of like amp physically do you think he gets from it? Like why do you think it physically?
I'm saying I can't quantify it, but I'm saying you can't say. I mean, I could argue like things like they. Hold on, let me see when he uses the rotation. When is it? Oh, no, it should be like. Okay, hold on. It should be a way bigger. Look, it repels his opponent. That's why they call it. I should have just checked this. That's why they call it the greatest defense, because it's basically like throwing your attack back at you plus the attack. Plus like rotation.
Wait, it says he spins around in a circle, blocking
and repelling his opponent's chopper.
Well then, yeah, that just kind of proves my point with the 360 thing, right? And him turning and kind of blocking like every attack. Where's that? What do you mean by AP?
Well, I'm saying it's used for range as well, but the reason they call it defense greater than God's is because it repels and blocks opponent's chakra. So nothing can get through it, but not even due to its AP. Well, it could also be AP because it throws it back.
Yeah. Wait, no. It says it repels the actual like chakra because there's nowhere for it to seep through. That's the whole point about it kind of covering and giving you more range.
So it throws it back on your
So
opponent.
that's not like that's not proving that my like interpretation is inconsistent because he's blocking and repelling it because he's moving in a circle. That's the whole point. Look, it says he spins around in a circle, blocking and repelling.
Well, okay, yeah, and if it gets repelled, it should be getting repelled back at his opponent.
And if it's getting repelled, well, is it getting? Well, we don't know because it could just be like a. If you, what do you mean by repelling? What kind of definition? What's the actual definition?
I mean,
for
just
repel?
getting thrown. You want me? Okay.
So no, but he's repelling the chakra, right? It's not really stated that he's repelling like the physical like power away or something. Because chakra can be offensive, and it doesn't inherently need to be like chakra doesn't inherently need to be like offensive. Like you can use it like defensively too.
Well, I'm saying the reason they call it the ultimate defense, right, is because one, it nerfs your opponent's attack at least. Like a lot of the chakra won't get through it, okay, and then it amps your AP obviously because it throws it back, right?
No, but that's what I'm saying, right? Okay, that's what I'm saying. I'm saying it doesn't like when it throws chakra back, right? It doesn't need to be offensive chakra. Like you can just throw because the thing is, right? chakra has like multiple uses, so like it could just be like negging it, right, by him throwing it back. It doesn't inherently need to hit the opponent back or anything.
What do you? Oh, you're saying it can hit anything else?
And the reason Naruto's
that's
kind of
fine.
injured.
It doesn't even have to go back at him.
I mean, I would.
Still,
But I would argue the reason
I'm s-
Naruto's been taken out is because Neji's actually physically like stronger than him right there. But it's still.
I'm
kind
saying
of
that the hold on. I was saying like even if it doesn't throw back an opponent, my point is that it doesn't scale to the ultimate defense. Like let's say
What?
it didn't even it didn't have the ability to repel chakra or block it. It was just like a normal spinning attack. Then it wouldn't scale to ultimate defense. The only reason it does is because it nerfs your opponent's attack.
Why does it nerf
and
your
makes you
opponent's
take less
attack?
damage.
Because like.
Because it takes it throws the chakra away, meaning your chakra.
No, but we
that you're
still
using
haven't-
for your attack. Isn't
But
there.
it's never stated that he's using that chakra, repelling it, and is harming the opponent, right? Like I said, you could still
I know,
neg
I'm
some of
not
these.
arguing it's harming the opponent. I'm saying that it's not going to Neji, meaning the attack is weaker. It's gonna do less damage if there's not.
No, but that's the whole
thing
point of
to
his
amp it.
defense, right? He's just spinning really quick to block it. So that's the whole point of his defense, so it doesn't hit him. That doesn't really contest anything I'm saying before. I don't know why that's
No,
relevant.
okay, hold on. You've been saying that the ultimate defense or the
Right,
rotation scales to Gar's ultimate defense, which scales above Lee, right?
No, I'm saying it scales to his defense because essentially it's him spinning around, right, using his like gentle fist or whatever, I think, or his tenketsu.
Oh, I already told you. Oh, okay.
So it's still like his
then
body is hitting.
It
Right?
still applies.
But it
It
just
still applies.
the only reason it's considered so great is because like he's spinning in a circle, right, and he's blocking literally like anything. Nothing can seep through it because he's spinning, right, and covering that 360 ground or whatever, that 360 range or whatever you'd call it.
Okay, you're saying the only reason it's good is because it's range, and the AP is the same.
No, I'm not saying it's the same. I'm saying it's relative.
And then what was your reason for it? Oh, well, because of the clashing thing.
Wait, sorry, what was the clashing
then
thing?
that goes back to the.
So wait, quickly back up. What are you saying?
You're saying that. Hold on. Okay, so you're saying it scales to his AP because he scales to Naruto with rotation, who also scales to his other attack.
Yeah, but you're trying to say that it's like way above it. I'm saying that it wouldn't be because like he's actually using like his hands to actually like block them and stuff. The only reason he's considered so great and stuff is because he's covering that 360 range and stuff.
Well,
So I don't think it's like way
well,
above.
I already told you why it's not because it's also stated repel chakra. But I
No,
was
but then
gonna
I
say,
rebutted
like,
that, right? I said that like it doesn't need to be offensive or anything. It's never even stayed offensive chakra.
Well,
He's just negging
okay,
it
I'm
essentially.
saying it doesn't have to be offensive, but I'm saying it can also because it weakens your opponent's attack, so it'd still be like a good defense.
Wait, what
because
do you
your
mean-
opponent would be doing less damage.
So you're saying that's the only reason it's matching it? So you're saying because he's negging the like?
Naruto's attack.
Is that what you're saying? Right? You're trying to say that like they're
the
not
only
matched.
reason it's
Because I think you actually agreed that they were matched before.
yeah, I agreed that. Well,
So I don't
did
get what
agree
you
they're
argued.
matched? I said when they. I don't know.
But yeah, when
But-
they did that, you said that when he used rotation, Naruto was physically matched with him. Unless you're arguing that he wasn't now.
Well,
Are you
I
yielding
don't even
that?
know what's going on here. So, you're using like Naruto and Neji both taking damage to say they're equal?
No, I'm not. I'm saying that they were matched in this example, right? And like Neji essentially just spins really quick using his it's actually
hold
stated to
on,
be
I
an
had a thought.
application
I wanna-
of his
I wanna-
tenketsu.
I want to make sure I know what I'm saying.
So
before
it's
I
at
say
least
something.
relative to his like his normal physical capabilities because he's still using that same basis, but just spinning to block and like cover like all of the like blind spots and shit.
I was gonna argue like rotation. I was gonna argue rotation scales to a stronger Naruto than the one that. Let's say Naruto and Neji clashed right before this, right? They were equal in the kunai throw. I think Naruto got amped during this clash.
Why do you think he
Because,
got amped?
well, we know he gets stronger whenever he says Hokage. That's why.
When he says
It's stated in
Hokage,
the data books.
when he stayed to become Hokage, right? But he stayed like he wanted to become Hokage before prior
When he
as well.
says
It's weird.
yeah, he says while they're clashing, he says, "When I become Hokage," and then we know that amps him.
Wait, can I see the statement? Oh, you were talking about that data book statement or something, right?
Yeah.
Can you show me?
Let's see
Roar.
if I have it.
I haven't seen that come up in a while. I can't remember it exactly.
Faxed is such a small dick ass nigga.
Jedi's gay. You started
No.
simping for some bitch in Discord.
Wasn't even simping, I was
Alright,
horny.
I found it. Shut up.
Lick my balls.
And also, it seems like they've clashed, and then he says it rather than him saying it before.
No, it says it it's during the class.
Is it during it? You can argue it might be
Yeah,
after it, because like they've kind of clashed.
Always.
I mean, it's weird. But I just want to see the data book statement. Where's that from though? Like,
It's from. I'll send you the whole thing. I just zoomed in because
yeah, I get what you
the
mean.
scan I have is like the giant, and it's low quality. But it's the top left.
My only issue would be, right, I don't think that like these older data books, the first and second and stuff, right, were officially translated. So I'd probably need to see like the kanji
they?
for it. They were
I don't
never.
remember which ones are
This-
translated.
The only ones that are translated are the third. I think it's just the third, to be honest. I think there's like fan books that are translated, but that's it. It's like the third data book is like the only one. Even the fourth data book isn't officially translated. So this is
Hold on.
technically a fan translation you're
I
using.
need to find. Just the second data. Damn. Wait, isn't this Shippuden? Why is Minato here?
Well, he was mentioned in like part 1 as well, I think.
No, but we see his. Oh,
I think like at the
Actually,
end of like
no.
the part 1 like manga and stuff, we get his like backstory and stuff with like Kakashi and Obito and shit. I'm pretty sure we do. I can't remember exactly. The manga obviously like just progressively goes on. It's only like the anime that's like different. It's like part 1 then Shippuden.
I'll be right back.
I need to. No, it's the first data book.
Oh yeah, and I just want to let you know I'll probably only be able to debate for like another hour. So I don't want to like rush you or anything, but like yeah, I'm not gonna stick around like all day.
This is the first data book. Now. Oh well, they are unofficial. But do you like not take the unofficial ones?
The reason I don't is because like pretty much you can like fake them and stuff. That's my only issue, right? You could just literally I could change it. I could like whiten out like that part and like put like whatever or something. That's why only for the data books really. Because the data books, right? There's literally only one data book that's like officially translated. That's the issue. So you always see like fake scans going around. And there's a lot of fake like data book scans people actually believe and stuff. And like, take for example, right? It could be mistranslated. Like we know in the fourth data book, right? For the Raikage, there's like a statement about him being almost to the speed of light, right? That looks legit, but it's actually a fan translation. And I think the actual statement is like something else. I think it's like it's not near the speed of light. It's something like the speed of light or some shit like that.
The thing is like.
That's my
I
opinion.
mean, it depends who translated it, but I don't know who translated
Yeah,
it. I don't want to.
maybe if you could prove like it was like some like really good translator or something, but I don't know. Even then, like you're appealing to like authority and shit.
No, I don't agree. It doesn't matter. Like, I'm not gonna be able to. Like, I'm not. It's gonna take a lot of time, basically, and it's probably gonna take up all of the debate.
Yeah, that's
So
my
I'm
only
not
issue,
gonna
and I'm
use
not
that.
gonna stick around all day either. Okay, so do you want to move on to like another point then? I think I've
Hold on.
literally covered everything other than like hacks and stuff. And also, I don't think we've really covered anything with Lee scaling. yet.
Yo, bro. Why this dude hella mad, bro? Roasting his shit in general.
Anyways, but what was the point we were on?
You were saying
Okay,
that like
I
him
was
saying
they weren't-
Hokage amps him or some shit like that. I think that's what you're saying.
Oh no, I know about that. Before this,
Before that, so I was talking.
Let me
We were talking
let
about
me catch
the
up, so.
reverse.
I was
Sorry, no,
saying
we were talking
how-
about the rotation or some shit. And I was saying that the rotation is him essentially like spinning, right? But using like his actual hands to block it and shit. So it's still him using his hands and shit. Which scales to his durability, obviously.
Hold on, I have to deal with this.
Wait, was Ice the pick as a judge.
No, he wasn't. He judged the debate. He wasn't picked to judge. I'm like, cool.
Nah, bro. I'm the judge, bro. I've been in here for mad long though.
He was like, after suffering, like, bro, we didn't tell you to suffer. You were supposed to watch it.
What's going on? Like, are we continuing the debate? Like, are you still looking for scan?
Yeah, bro. That
Faxed
shit
is-
over.
I have
It's
to.
over,
I
bro.
have to
Faxed
deal.
is
Hold on. But
preoccupied.
okay, all right. I'll deal with Kruos later. But let's see. We were talking
Bro,
about
they
the
still
ultimate
going
defense.
Yeah.
These niggas always on dick and shit.
Yeah, so we were talking about the ultimate defense? Yeah.
Talking about I have to debate that nigga. The fuck? I ain't debating you. Go get some bitches, nigga. The fuck?
Faxed. Yo, you still there?
Yeah.
Alright, okay, so do you want me to quickly run you down my scaling again? Because I think I've pretty much, like, gone over my main kind of scaling, other than the hacks and stuff.
Jedi, do you know about the scaling?
What both of your scaling is so far?
Don't we do that in judgment and stuff?
Faxed.
Yeah, both of our arguments. My argument was like, oh, he said they were relative when they. I'm so lost, but I have to deal with fucking Kruos and.
Bro,
Hold on.
this dude got his whole mic muted, bro. What are you talking about? Don't do it to yourself. Fuck out my face.
Get in the other
Dumb
VC, you
bitch.
faggot ass nigga. You stupid as
Hold
shit,
on.
dumbass nigga.
Okay.
No,
Be quiet.
nigga,
Go
the
to the other
fuck?
VC,
Get out
nigga.
of my
Go to
face.
the other
Shut
VC,
up,
nigga.
bro.
Dumbass.
Alright.
Musty bitch.
Who is talking?
How long has this
Anyways.
debate been?
No, that nigga talking shit. Fuck out my face.
Oh,
Okay, so
God.
what are
I'm
you doing,
lost right
Faxed?
now.
Faxed, are we gonna go over the scaling again? Like, what's happening? Like,
Nah, I don't need to go over it again. I just wanted to.
because I think I've addressed everything.
So-
Like, yeah.
Man, I'll actually lose this point because we can move off. I don't know if I addressed everything.
So, do you want
Trying
to
to-
move to hacks, like hacks and
No, I
intelligence
want
and
to
stuff?
move to speed. I think Lee is faster in base.
In base, why is that?
It's stated he's unrivaled in speed by Guy.
He said he's a rival in speed to Neji. Is that what it states?
Nah, he's unrivaled in speed by anyone in the Chunin exams at that point, at least.
Can I see the statement? Because like I think Neji actually gets stronger anyways. I think there's like a month like
What
gap
is it?
or something, right? And then
None of
like
these faggots keep pinging me.
when Neji kind of like comes back, right, and he's learnt the rotation and stuff, like he's like stronger and shit, like and then like I can just argue that like all of these feats and stuff, right, with the rotation and stuff are like completely valid, and he just got stronger. So I don't think that's really a concern.
Hold on. Trying to get this.
But yeah, I want to see your scan.
It's not it.
Free real estate. BRB.
I can help you look for it. Like, do you know what Trapper is?
I just know. I don't. Maybe it's when he takes off his weights. There you go. In terms of speed, Lee can't be surpassed.
Let's see that. Have you sent it yet? Let me refresh my
guess.
thing. Let's see this. In terms of speed, Lee cannot be surpassed. I thought. Fair warning, that boy is really strong. Well, it could just be talking about his speed, like using the fifth gate and stuff, and he's generally just talking about Lee's power, right? That's an interpretation.
Well, no, this is in reference to like when he's like blitzing Gara. He's just talking about.
Yeah,
like,
he could
referring to
generally,
this
he
moment.
could just generally be talking about his speed. He's like, oh well, look, he's blitzing him, but talking about
Well,
Lee's
I
like full
told-
speed, like he can do this, right?
Well, I gave you a reason why he's talking about right now. He's referencing Lee's speed at the moment. He's referencing when Lee is blitzing Gara. He's saying.
To be honest,
Lee
like I
can't
don't
be
think I even
surpassed.
need to rebuttal this. Like Neji kind of has like this whole thing, right? Where like you know, like after these rounds and stuff, they have like a month break or some shit, right? And I could just argue Neji's got stronger. That's why all of the feats like after this and stuff are still valid and stuff. And my scaling, most of
do
my
you say?
scaling's after this anyways. Like after that month break they've had to like train and shit.
Oh, you're gonna say Neji got stronger?
Yeah, and that's that will perfectly
Why?
explain my scaling and stuff.
Why are you saying he got stronger?
he got stronger because he was literally like if anything, we're talking about speed here, right? He was like kind of like training to like learn like the rotation and stuff, and he was pretty much he's pretty much like spinning and stuff. It was like a new thing.
Well, that doesn't mean he only trained speed. If he could already have the speed and have to train other parts of
No, but the thing is, right, he needs to physically spin to do this. So like he's physically exerting his body to
there's
spin.
There's other
and stuff.
aspects of the technique is what I'm saying. Not only speed,
Okay,
he can already
that's
have
fine.
the speed aspect down.
No, but I'm saying, right, it doesn't matter if it's just a speed thing, right? Because he's still spin. Look, the thing is, right, let's say I'm trying to get stronger, but I go on like jogs and stuff, right? And like run every day, I'm still gonna get faster and shit, right? Even if I've got the speed down.
You're saying the other parts of his training made him faster?
Yeah. So it doesn't need to be the main.
We don't know what the other. Well, it depends on the other parts.
Even if he didn't want to get faster, right? Even if he doesn't want to get faster, he still could have got faster just from spinning, which would make sense, right?
To prove that, we don't know what aspect he trained. One, we don't know if he could already do the technique, and he just needed to know. Well, he has the capability to do it, but someone needs to tell him what to do. We don't know anything, so we can't say.
No, it doesn't matter. I don't even need to say it's like concrete or anything, right? As long as it's like a possibility, my scaling isn't inconsistent. Sorry.
Huh?
As long as that's a possibility, right? Because he had like that whole month to train and stuff, and everybody else was training, right? Then it's perfectly coherent, right? That he could have got stronger. It doesn't invalidate my scaling or anything.
Well, your scaling is
he could have just got
faster. No, even if Neji got faster, your scaling is using the Neji from preliminaries.
No, I'm using I use the rotation stuff. That's mainly what I'm relying on. Remember?
For AP, not for speed though. That's for AP.
I was using all speed argument as well, I think.
Nah, you only use it for striking.
No, I used the whole idea that like his speed also like scales like super high and stuff, right? Oh wait, you're talking about I know what you're talking about now. I think you're talking about when I brought up that like he's like above Lee in speed, right? But that was before.
Team, yes.
And then we're using like guys like interpretation and stuff, right? Oh, okay, I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, which will also be better than Lee's, considering that Lee like. He should
know
more about them, and he should like. Lee is probably underestimating himself and just putting Neji on a really high pedestal.
I could just say that with Guy's statement and stuff, right? With like Guy's statement, you could just say he's just like wanking off Lee in this case because like Lee's his student and stuff, right?
Well, Neji's
and also it's an interpretation.
So I don't know why he'd make
no, but you don't think he's more biased towards Lee?
No, I don't really think he is.
Well, why not?
And
he literally
like I don't know why he just lied.
He personally trains him more often and shit. Sorry, what was that last part?
I just have no reason to believe he's more biased towards Lee.
I think there is actual like reason and stuff. I think there's like statements about like him like you're seeing Lee as like a son and stuff, and like when he was like injured, like he was like visible.
That doesn't mean he's gonna be more biased on evaluating like.
I think because the thing is right. But like okay, I'll give you an example. Like against like Kakashi and stuff. Like, do you know when like no against Kakashi? Do you know when like Sasuke was like learned Chidori and stuff and was fighting like Gaara and shit, right? Like he was visibly like upset that like Sasuke was performing better against Gaara than like Lee was, but in Neji's fight against Naruto, he didn't really give two shits about like Neji. Really, it's not like he was like actually visibly upset or anything.
What's there to be upset about? I don't get it.
What do you mean upset about?
I think
like it just shows that he's more biased towards Lee.
Not really. The reason, one reason he could just be mad is because like he's mad that Lee wasted all that time training and Sasuke just does it quickly. Doesn't mean he's gonna be biased on violating.
No, because like
they could just be mad that someone's like, I guess, getting humiliated.
No, because he thought that like you're using that statement right, like that Lee like surpassed everybody in speed and stuff, right? And he has like high regard and stuff. That's why he was upset with the whole like Sasuke and speed stuff, right? Because he obviously he holds him in like high regard and stuff, right? And like Lee literally dresses as him and shit, right? And like he kind of sees himself in Lee because in the same way, right? Like he only has taijutsu, like Lee kind of only has taijutsu, and they both only get like taijutsu. Yeah, you're just saying
like they both like.
There's a narrative aspect to it as well.
I'm saying that doesn't make him biased, and I can argue like why Neji should or Lee should just have a high perception of Neji.
Because it could easily.
Gets...
No, but that's what you're arguing with my thing, right? It's like this whole idea is hyperbolic. This whole idea that like it could be to do with perspective. But I provided like 2 statements alongside the whole like Neji having like a greater defense and stuff. So I had to provide something called a preponderance of evidence, right?
Yeah,
and what you've done, right?
Give you evidence.
Okay.
I was just saying how yours.
Okay, but I'm saying so
now
far, what you've done is right. You provided one piece of like evidence, right? That is probably hyperbolic.
Hold on, you haven't let me provide all of it.
Okay, you can continue then. What's
Alright, so you want me to provide evidence for why like your statement's just wrong? That like
not my statement.
Neji, actually,
but it's a whole statement that leads faster.
The Neji thing being the strongest, actually, that doesn't. It's not even. It doesn't even mean they're both contradicted. It could just mean that like he needs 5th gate to beat him in a different way, or he doesn't need 5th gate to beat him at all. That's what the other point.
Wait. Sorry. Repeat that last line.
He doesn't need 5th gate to beat Neji, but that just means Neji scales below, and like it goes back to my interpretation of the.
Why doesn't he need 5th gate to beat him?
Because I'm saying so one I can give you even more. So I'll just start this: Lee over Neji in base, and then we already established that.
I didn't agree to that.
Hold on, if they fought when he calls him the strongest, he's just referring. Well, we didn't agree. My bad. I was just.
Oh, do you want to steel man or something?
No, I was arguing that like. He's referring to weights because he's not going to take off his weights for no reason.
We already addressed all of his killing intent.
Yeah.
We left that to judgment.
All these pieces of evidence, we can just conclude that.
Okay, no, but we left that to judgment. Remember.
Well, okay, yeah. Then I'll just use that him being unrivaled in speed to support my point, and also as my scaling.
But that's the only piece you've provided. Remember? And you said you had more.
I'm gonna give you more. I have more scaling. Him scaling the Sasuke.
Because I don't agree with that.
Who scales above Neji.
Wait, sorry, provide that scaling again?
Yeah, okay. So, Lee scales to Sasuke in speed.
Okay.
Sasuke is the only one who can satisfy Gaara, and Neji can't satisfy Gaara.
Well, he never
Sasuke
fought him.
Sasuke is the only one that can satisfy Gaara at that moment.
Well, that's because Neji never fought him, though. Neji never fought him, though.
Well, it still means
so
like
we don't know.
If they fought, he wouldn't satisfy Gaara.
Well, it's not stated though, right? You can interpret that like however you want. It's too vague.
I'm saying, but we can. That's literally what the statement is saying. Okay, if Sasuke is the only one that can satisfy him, that means Neji can satisfy him.
You could also
can't satisfy him.
You could also
He's
scale
seen
like
Neji fight, so he can conclude that he just doesn't think Neji's enough. It's simple.
It's not, because like you can just argue that Neji kind of scales to like above that base Naruto, right? And then like base Naruto has like this weird kind of like scaling to like a stronger Gaara or something.
Half monster Gaara.
Yeah, shit like that.
I don't even think he does, but if he does scale, that just means he had a mental amp. Because
we know
Gaara said like, because we know Gaara said like he'd crush QB amp Naruto that fought Neji, and then assuming that base Naruto scales to that
Wait, why would he have a mental amp?
Then that would just mean because he wants to protect his friends, which we know is a reason for getting a mental amp. It would make like a lot of sense.
Oh, I thought you were using the whole Hokage thing. You mean like
no, that was for Neji. I don't think he says Hokage during the Gaara fight.
So he was trying to protect his friends and stuff, right? Is that what you're claiming? And he got stronger. And then you're trying to say it's unquantifiable or some shit like that.
No, I'm saying that all it does is put the base. Like your scaling doesn't work then, because that base Naruto would just be above Neji.
Would be above Neji.
Obviously, Neji wouldn't scale above that Naruto.
You could just argue, when he first did it and stuff, I think there's like feats like he does, right, before he knows the actual situation, right? Before he kind of knows that his friends are in danger and stuff, right? So you could just argue that he does have like some of these feats that he scale?
No, as soon as he enters, he knows what's going. He sees Sasuke on the floor.
No, he doesn't inherently know that they're gonna be like fucking killed or some shit. Right?
Well, as soon as he sees he knows Gaara's like bloodthirsty monster, and he's like, it looks like Gaara's about to kill him, so obviously he's gonna be like, oh shit, I need to protect him. Even if he knows, like, well, I'm not gonna go into.
Actually, I think this is kind of going off topic, anyways, right? This is not what I wanted to bring up initially. You said something about like Sasuke being the only one who could like satisfy him or something, right? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Like, where's that stated?
Oh, gotcha. Scams.
This is Shikamaru saying it, but you could just argue Shikamaru just didn't know how strong Neji was.
Shikamaru and Naruto, who had fought Neji right before this.
Wait, is this like after the fight? Wait.
Yeah, this is
So
like
he
when
says-
Gaara's walking for his fight with Sasuke.
Okay, so
This
he
is
says,
after
"Oh,
he
let
found
me,
Neji.
let me see this. Right now, the only person who can satisfy him is Sasuke. But this doesn't necessarily have anything to do with speed. It could just be that Sasuke is physically stronger than Lee. That's the reason, like, he's the only one who can satisfy him, right? And we know he uses Chidori,
But
right?
if that's the case, then Neji
Okay,
would
look,
be
I'll
even
give you an
better 'cause
example.
He can just bypass.
I'll
their
tell you.
ability.
I'll tell you why this isn't, because you're using this for speed, right? I'll tell you why it doesn't inherently even need to be a speed thing, right? Because we know when Sasuke actually uses Chidori, right? It actually amps his speed so much is beyond his normal perception speed, right? Which is actually usually beyond your combat speed, meaning that like he's actually way faster than he'd usually be when only using Chidori.
Is he saying Chidori is the only thing that can satisfy
No, but
Gaara?
I'm saying they could just be talking about the reason he knows Chidori and shit, right?
What do you mean? What are you talking about?
Wait, when I don't even know when this statement is made. To be honest, wait.
It's right before Gaara versus Sasuke.
Gaara versus Sasuke. I'm saying there could be like multiple other like aspects, right? Because we know that like it doesn't inherently need anything to do with speed.
And I'm saying like, okay, if it was AP, then Neji should be able to satisfy him since Neji can bypass durability, meaning he'd be more effective against Gaara. So and like obviously.
Wait, but why is that relevant? Why is Neji having higher AP relevant?
I'm saying that if it was referring to AP, then Neji should also be able to satisfy him. But obviously that's not.
No, it could just be that
so
it could.
speed.
Okay, look, it could just be the case that like what do you call it? That like that Sasuke has more AP than Neji, right? But that's about it. Slightly more AP. That's
But
why he's
I'm
the only
saying
one.
The AP wouldn't matter.
No, I'm saying it doesn't, because the thing is, it's such a vague kind of statement. The only one who can satisfy him. You could satisfy him in so many different ways. It doesn't have to be anything to his speed.
Judge, but I think I.
Okay, we can leave that to
I can
judge.
also give more evidence, like.
Okay, you can give more evidence.
Sasuke scales to transform Gaara somewhat, and transformed Gaara said he would like slap.
I don't think he
Tsukiya
scales.
Naruto.
I don't think he scales to that Gaara.
He's able to dodge his attacks consistently
I don't think he is. Can you show me the?
until he gets
scans.
more fatigued. Yeah, I got it.
Wait, a transformed Gaara. I'm pretty sure that transformed Gaara blitzes him.
No.
Let's see.
Maybe later, but that Sasuke keeps getting more fatigued throughout the fight, so it wouldn't matter.
Isn't it like the case that like Sasuke, the only reason he was dodging his attacks was because he was like aim dodging or something, and then he's relying on his Sharingan.
Like I said, that was later when he gets more fatigued. I'm arguing like earlier before he gets all. He's still fatigued by Chidori.
Okay, let me see this.
Yeah, I'll just get you.
Show me the scans. And wait, why would him being fast? Why would Sasuke being faster than Gaara like be like important? In this
And
case?
then I said Gaara states he would slap QB up now. Grind him to dust.
Wait, send the statement. Or send the scan. I don't think it's relevant.
The
But okay.
scans of Sasuke.
Actually, wait. I think this is going off topic. Wait, why would Sasuke being fast? Why would Sasuke being faster or like relative to Gaara's speed be like relevant in this scaling?
Because Gaara scales above Neji.
Why does Gaara scale above Neji?
Because like Gaara states he could beat up the one who beat Neji.
Wait, Gaara states that he could beat up Naruto.
Yeah, Kibi and Naruto the fun.
You know, this could just be like a AP thing though. We're talking about speed, but we've already established speed.
But he says he could
potency
beat him
already.
in a fight, so it has to be speed as well.
Well, it doesn't
Yes, you
necessarily, because it could be the case that you just like you're faster than them, but you just can't harm them or some shit. That could be the case too, I think.
You're faster than them, but you can't harm them.
Yeah.
And then
can I
Gaara
read this
wouldn't
thing?
be able to beat him.
Well, the thing is, right, you could be in like somebody's like range of speed or something, right? Like in the same magnitude and still like be able to tag them like slightly, but you could just be like way stronger than them though.
Hold on.
He says he's
What
finally
were
a
you saying?
monster. Oh wait, I want to quickly address your scans first before I go on to that. Because I was just saying that I don't think this is relevant, but let me just quickly see this. Is Sasuke reacting to him? Like, what's actually happening?
Yeah, he's dodging.
Okay, so like he's moving towards him or something, right? And then Sasuke moves out the way. Is that what happens?
He just gets out the way.
He's okay. And that, are you saying he's relative or something when he does this?
At least, yeah. And he's able to react on other cases. Well, Naruto should just be getting bodied according to.
Well, I don't think Gaara was at like full speed at this point.
Well, I think he was the same speed when he made the statement about Naruto. Hold on.
If anything, I think this. If that's the case, right? Look, if you look carefully, this like Sasuke isn't even using Sharingan, right? So you could just argue that this Sasuke got faster or something, because he couldn't blitz the other like he couldn't blitz Gaara earlier or anything, right? When he was using a weaker form, so you could just argue this Sasuke's faster.
He got faster?
Yeah.
Because Sharingan?
You know, he doesn't have his Sharingan versus Gaara here, right? So he's not. So that means his perception speed is also nerfed in this example and stuff, right? But yet it's not like he could blitz like Gaara beforehand or anything. Like in a weaker state, you can.
Well, I'm not arguing a blitz. I don't know what you're getting at.
No, what I'm getting at here, right, is the idea that this Sasuke, right, you could just argue that he's faster than the Sasuke from the Chunin exams right before.
Oh, why?
Because he's not using Sharingan
Because he wasn't
here.
able to.
He's not using his actual Sharingan, right? And Sharingan like amps your perception and stuff.
Against. And he's able to.
But he couldn't.
I'm so confused.
Okay, but he couldn't aim dodge. Like if this was a case, right? Because he had the Sharingan in the Chunin exams like prior, he should have been able to like easily like aim dodge like all of Gaara's attacks and stuff. If he had like his Sharingan active, because we know it gives you like way higher perception
In this
speed.
fight, I don't know what you're saying. Like if he uses Sharingan, it would be easier. I don't know what you're getting.
What I'm getting at, okay, I'm gonna try and break this down as easy as I can, right? Okay,
Right.
so do you think that Gaara and Sasuke were relative to each other in like speed, like in the Chunin exams?
In this fight, they are kind of relative.
Okay, no, but in the Chunin exams when they fought against each other, were they relative? Because Sasuke was actually outspeeding
no,
Gaara.
Sasuke was beating him up.
Okay, so he was beating him up, right? But now, like, you're arguing that this Gaara is relative to this Sasuke.
Yeah, because it's a stronger Gaara, yeah.
Okay, it's a stronger Gaara, that's why, right? But this Sasuke isn't using his Sharingan, right? But in the actual, like,
No, he didn't use his Sharingan against the Gaara in the
did he not?
Chunin exam play. Only in Chidori, and we all know what happened in Chidori.
Oh, okay, if that's
Yeah,
the case,
he
okay,
was
I'll
based
drop
on
that then. Okay, so, if I... Wait, okay. So, he's not stronger, right? But then you're using the whole, like... Wait, where's your scaling going, right? I don't get your scaling either.
My scaling is Sasuke to transform Gaara over QB up Naruto to Neji.
Oh, no, but wait, doesn't Gaara... Wait, doesn't like Sasuke only scale to Sasuke when like he's just moving without the Sharingan and stuff, right? Is that what you're saying?
Lee?
Yeah, Lee, sorry. Oh, yeah, I mean Lee.
Yeah, he only scales to like base Sasuke. At least, yeah. He scales kind of above. But yeah. And then Sasuke, who's also weakened by the way through Chidori.
Okay, so
Scales to
why
Gaara.
couldn't it be the case that Neji's faster than this Sasuke and like Gaara in the Chunin exams?
Because Gaara states he could beat QB of Naruto, who's above or relative to Neji.
Where he states that he could beat QB Amp Naruto.
Yeah, I can get it for you. Like,
But this is a stronger Gaara though, right?
The one that make a stronger Gaara than what Gaara?
It's stronger than the Chunin exams, yeah. It's one stronger than the Chunin exams, right?
The one in the Chunin exams fight, yeah.
Yeah. So that's my only issue. You're relying on. You still relying on the I would fight for only my whole Shikamaru statement, right? That's what you're using, the Shikamaru satisfying thing.
No. Well, it's a supported actually.
No, because then that would make sense. Then in that case, it wouldn't make sense if you're using that as like scaling.
How?
Because like think about it, right? This is the statement you used there, right? Is for that weaker Gaara that they've only seen.
Okay. Okay. My point. Alright.
So you're only relying. So let me get this right.
The statement. Hold on.
I will address
point
your
is
other statement, right? But you're only relying on the whole like Sasuke stuff, right?
What Sasuke stuff?
Sasuke being
like.
Sasuke scaling to this
Okay.
stronger Gaara. That's what you're
So-
relying on right now.
I'm not really relying on it.
Because it
like,
would make
this
sense.
other statement?
Your power scaling would make sense in reference to the
How?
Shikamaru thing, is what I'm saying. Because that's
In
a weaker
reference to
Gaara.
what you cut out.
So you're using that scaling you just provided like a second ago, right? It wouldn't make sense for the Shikamaru statement because he hasn't, and the Naruto statement because they haven't seen that transformed Gaara at that point.
Oh well, nah. Okay, what I'm saying is like.
And Sasuke
Okay, so it's referring-
Sasuke
they
was
still
blitzing
know
him,
how
or
fast-
like
they still know-
outspeeding him.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, actually. Oh, okay. So they don't
Yeah.
know how. Oh, let's see.
Okay.
They can still know like he scales to this without saying the fight. Like he scales faster than Neji, right? Without like having this scaling chain, but just seeing them himself.
And also,
Themselves.
okay, now you get that, right? What I'm saying now, going to the Sasuke statement and Gaara's thing, I can beat him up, right? That doesn't inherently need to be like a speed related thing. You could save it in the same like order of magnitude or something, right? But that doesn't inherently mean that they're the
They at
same
least
speed
have
or
to
something.
be relative.
I don't know if
and
they
if
would have
it-
to be
if it-
relative, because you could just like tag somebody with one shot and just like take them out.
Well,
It could be the case he could just, like-
You have to be relative.
It could just be the case that he could just one shot that Naruto or some shit.
Yeah, and he has to be able to tag him. I'm saying at least relative.
Yeah, but
And
the
then
thing is,
Sasuke
right,
scales to that one nerf.
Just because you can tag somebody, right, or even tagging them once wouldn't necessarily mean you're relative, because like you could be like 10 times like faster than somebody, right, but still like tag them once and stuff, right, if you get lucky, shit like that.
Well,
Because he's not saying like I will 100%
He's just
beat.
counting like a fight without any other without luck. I beat you.
Well,
He's
no,
not gonna count luck. He can't count luck.
well
actually.
he can, because the thing is, right, if he literally imagine like Deontay Wilder, right, like, and you just need to land one shot to like beat somebody, right. It could be that kind of like scenario where like if he knows if he lands one shot or something, right, he can take him out, but he doesn't.
Yeah, so he
inherently
can't say
be
he can
relative in
beat them
speed.
if he knows he's like massively slower.
He's not saying
Well,
he
said,
knows.
If I get lucky, I can beat them, but he's not saying.
Also,
if I get
he's
lucky.
not
saying
saying-
I can beat them.
Also, he's not saying that 100% that like, you know, he will 100% like take this Naruto out or anything.
That's what it sounds like. He's like
Is
really
it?
confident he can just grind him to dust.
And if anything, I wouldn't say that, because like he seems really enraged right now and a little bit arrogant, if anything. Because he's kind of been taken
I don't
over
know
by
about
Shikaku.
arrogant.
Because he's been taken over by like Shikaku or
I mean,
some
he can be
shit.
confident.
And
but I
Shikaku's
think
like
if
quite
you
a
mean, like,
overconfident person. Oh, creature.
But okay, that goes into like if Gaara even like got all of Shikaku's traits from like this transformation.
Well, I'm saying that
we
like
don't-
he seems overconfident, if anything, because he's kind of losing
Well, I
control
don't
of
know how-
himself.
I don't know how you can say that.
No, but you're arguing that he seems like he's not overconfident, so it's an equal interpretation, if not a better
No, I'm not saying.
interpretation,
No, I'm
to
not
say
saying.
that
I'm
he's
just asking for
overconfident.
evidence for yours. I'm not even gonna say he's not.
You're not even gonna say he's not. Well, he's
Yeah, I'm
he's
just
not
gonna
okay.
ask you for evidence that he
Okay,
is overconfident.
so he has like pneumonia or something, right? I think he stated that like, you know, Shikaku doesn't allow him to sleep at night and shit, right? So he's not in the right state of mind.
yeah.
Gaara's not in the right state of mind right now. You can see usually he has a really calm demeanor, but he doesn't have a calm demeanor here. He's like,
No,
he's losing
hold
it,
on.
and
He's
Shikaku-
not in a state of mind because he doesn't get sleep.
yeah, if you don't sleep, obviously you're not gonna be in the right state of mind and stuff.
But,
That's
well,
the reason he has those black lines.
Has
and-
he ever been able to sleep? I think this just depends on the person, because Gaara is just different. Like,
No, I'm not saying
Gaara's
Gaara's never had to sleep or anything. He hardly gets any sleep. That's the reason. Like, he stayed. He has like, is it pneumonia or something?
I don't know if they say ammonia, but
I think he stayed. You want me to get the statement up?
Well, I don't think it matters if they literally diagnose him with it, but I know what you're saying.
No,
You can't sleep
I'm saying
at
it's
night.
from Shikaku though, directly.
Oh,
That-
well,
he's
I don't
responsible
know. I
for
don't
it.
think it matters where he gets it. Your point stays the same, right?
Why does it stay the same? Because you've said the
if
same
he
kind of
got
thing,
ammonia
right?
your point is that it gives this ammonia or whatever gives him this effect, but it doesn't matter where the ammonia comes from. All we know is that he has it, and it gives him the same effect.
Wait, what? I don't get what you're trying to say. That doesn't really make too much sense.
Basically,
to me.
I'm saying him getting it from Shikaku won't matter. I can literally just accept it because it won't matter.
Okay, but like he's transforming here, right, into like Shikaku and stuff, and also he hardly has any sleep, right? So he's not in the right state of mind, right?
Well, I
And, like,
don't- I
Shikaku
don't
is actually
think you
shown-
can prove that for Gaara specifically. I'm not even trying to rant. I don't think you can prove that.
I don't
This
think
is
I can
lack
prove that
of
he's not in the
sleep
right state.
affects Gaara to the point where he's just gonna be overconfident.
Well, no, in this case it does, right? Because like usually, I said before, right, he has a really calm demeanor, right? But now he's actually losing it and showing like Shikaku's traits, and Shikaku's usually quite overconfident in his abilities, like against
Well,
like.
he's not showing. Those are his traits. He shows those traits without Shikaku.
I-
Like you saw how he was going crazy right before he fought Sasuke.
No,
Like,
but
he can lose
he
his
was no,
cool
he was
easily
going
without
no,
shuriken.
he was going a bit like crazy because like not just because of his like ammonia and stuff, right? But he was going a little bit crazy because he was like, wasn't he when he kind of went crazy against like Sasuke? Wasn't he using like didn't he transform a little bit or something?
No, it was right. No, he didn't transform at all. It was like before the fight even started. He was just losing his mind.
He's losing
Like
his
he
mind.
always like breaks down. It's not even a shuriken.
Oh, that's fine then, because I said he has like ammonia, so you could say it's from there directly.
I mean, it doesn't even have to be from. It could literally just be like Gar is a broken person and he's just. But
Okay,
it
even if
doesn't
he
matter
is
where he got it
okay,
from, I
even
guess.
even it doesn't matter. Okay, fine. You can say it doesn't matter where it's coming from, right? But he's actually losing his mind, so his statements aren't like automatically valid. I think.
Well, no, I'm saying okay. I'm saying that
If anything, I would
he
kind
can
of question.
still
him.
assess. Hold on, him like being a crazy person doesn't mean he can't assess straight. Basically,
Okay,
like
he hardly
he's
has.
crazy, like, and like he's bloodlusted and he just wants to kill.
Not
Not
necessarily,
to the point where
right?
he's like just stupid.
Not necessarily, because if you have like ammonia, it means like you know what it means, right? If you can't like sleep, I think it's ammonia. Is that the right term, guys?
Well, I'm saying it's different for.
But, like, if you don't-
we obviously know like. If you can't sleep at all, you're just gonna die, and obviously.
I'm
you
not saying he's
can't
not
sleep
sleeping at all.
ourselves.
I'm not saying he's sleeping at all.
Hmm?
But if you have like something like ammonia and you're
Well,
not sleeping
yeah,
properly,
But
right?
if you're barely
That's gonna
asleep,
affect your
you're gonna
mind.
die.
It's gonna affect you mentally, right? If you're not getting enough sleep and stuff, right?
But
So
I'm
it's
saying he
it's
doesn't
perfectly
get these
valid.
other effects.
What about his other effects?
Like dying and just having no energy, because we know he doesn't go.
Okay,
through
but
that,
I'm
so
not-
obviously
dude-
We wouldn't assume he just goes through these mental
Okay,
effects.
I'm not saying that like he's getting zero sleep at all. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying he
Well, I
hardly
know.
gets sleep.
I'm not saying that either. I'm saying
Okay.
he'd still have these effects if he got like little to no sleep.
No, but the thing is, almost every night he's hardly getting any sleep. That's why he's got the actual black lines under his eyes and shit.
Yeah. Okay. We can leave the punter to the judge since I don't know.
Do you want the statement like for him having like ammonia and shit?
Well, no, I know. I know
Like-
we can leave it to the judge. I
Okay,
think
if you want-
he
Yeah,
understands what they're-
That's fine.
I understand good enough.
Okay, that's fine.
All right.
What's left
I
now? Like
think-
hacks and
I
stuff.
mean, we don't need. I
Yeah.
agree. Like I agree. Like you can hurt me if you hit me, cause gentle fist. I
Yeah.
think I can hurt you.
Do you think the gentle fist like
Wait, so
bypasses?
y'all are practically done, right?
Yeah, but does he agree with the
Yes.
whole hacks thing that like he can like kind of harm his organs and like take out his chakra
Yes,
points
yes. I can. If he hits him, yes.
and like stop like him from going gates with the whole like chakra points stuff? Do you agree with that?
If he hits him, all of that, yes.
Okay.
Obviously, I'm not gonna argue. He just starts at the hard stop or anything. But yeah,
Okay. So
I
what
agree.
about
if you're
intelligence?
just faster to the point you're saying,
Okay.
then yes, you just shut down my chakra.
Okay. What about
Whatever.
okay? Yeah, because like I provide the whole speed stuff. So if that's the case, then he does. What about intelligence? Do you think who do you think's more intelligent?
Well, I don't think intelligence matters. Basically, it's just speed and AP.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I would argue
Yeah.
he has better intelligence, but yeah, that's about it. Do you want to go to conclusions?
Do we? Does
Do
the
we
judge
need
have a
it?
verdict? Because I don't think we need it if a judge already has a
Yeah.
I
that's
have
fine.
a verdict.
Okay.
So,
So do you want to do? Wait, do you want to do conclusions?
You know,
yeah,
we can
y'all
leave it
should conclude.
if you want. Do you want to? I really don't care.
Just to make sure I'm not missing anything in my verdict.
Okay. You sound like a depressed. Anyways.
I am
Yeah.
depressed. I just saw you sat here for an hour listening
You
to a
just
Naruto
sound-
debate.
you sound
I'm
like a
hungry
middle-aged
and I'm
disgusting-
horny. I'm
Anyways,
hungry and horny.
shut up. So basically, I just presented like speed scale. He presented like, he calls Neji the strongest genin in the Chunin exams, or what, the strongest in his team, whatever, right?
Yeah.
I argue it's referring to weights because we know weightless is faster. I presented like 3 lines of scale. The statement that he is unrivaled in speed. I scaled him to Sasuke, who should scale above Neji, and I scaled him to and then I scaled like Sasuke above Neji through 2 lines of scaling. I mean, I don't want to go over all of this, but
Is that it?
yeah, I'll just clarify anything if needed, Jedi. Like, I don't want to do.
Okay. Yeah.
You can just.
I'll do my conclusion. I'll do the I'll just quickly like sum it up and stuff. So like at the beginning like we were talking about like my statements about him being the strongest member on his team and Lee needing his reverse lotus and shit like in the 5th gate and stuff. He said kind of like well it could just be like Lee having a high perception of him. But then I brought up the fact that like he also the scaling kind of backs it up because like he stated to have like the strongest. Yeah, he stated to have like a defense referring to like rotation like stronger than Gaara's and shit, right? and like, you know, Gara could take like shots from that fifth gate lead and like not die and bleed and shit, right? So it was consistent in that case. And then we brought up the whole rotation thing, right? And he said, oh well, the rotation, it could just be like way stronger than like his normal striking potency. But then I kind of like rebutted with like the whole, he's spinning, right? But he's still using like his physical hands to block it and shit, right? We left that to like judgment and stuff, right? Then he brought up the whole like, sorry, yeah, I'm gonna quickly sum this up. It takes a bit long, but so then he brought up the whole like Sasuke scaling and stuff, right? So no, he brought up the whole like Naruto saying Hokage like thingy, like buffing him. But then I brought the
phone call. BRB.
Do you want me to continue? Do you guys want me to continue with the? Did the judge just leave? What happened? Yo, hello.
I was muted. Okay, he's taking a phone call. He said.
Okay, I just need to address the Sasuke stuff you brought up, and then that's it.
Now I need to go argue. Do I even want to argue? I don't care about his judgment, to be honest.
So
Wait,
how
what
do
did Aista say?
you
He
want
said
to?
D1-1, but we know like Aista gives like some questionable judgments. What do you say, Bullet?
So how do you want to judge this or like determine who wins?
Well, that's for the judge. I guess
Oh,
like whoever like just had a better argument. Whoever was
Yeah. I thought you were like I thought you were saying like let's do a poll or something, but like, you know,
Oh, no,
I would expect
don't
you to
like
kind of have like,
polls.
yeah, it would probably be more biased if you were to do it in your. Is this your server, right?
Bias,
Is this your server?
What do you say?
Is this your server?
Yes, in my server.
Yeah, I expect everybody would vote you or some shit. But yeah, like we'll just wait for judgment.